Hi everyone, let's continue today with the opening principles. I made a couple of lessons before about the center, about the development, about everything. So now we're gonna go through everything, but we're gonna just show it in the actual game. As you know, there's three parts of the game: the opening, the middle game, and the end game. And we're gonna keep on going with opening, simply because if you don't develop your pieces right, then there's just no reason of you won't be able to win the game. So the opening principles. Remember, there's three basic opening principles, which are: develop your pieces, control the center, and get your king safe. When I said develop the pieces, I mean also develop the pieces quick. So develop the pieces, control the center, and get your king safe. Now let me show you a game. White plays e4, black plays knight to c6, white plays d4, black plays knight b8, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, knight b8, knight to c3, knight to c6, bishop g5, knight to b8, castle, knight back to c6, now queen e2, knight b8, rook d1, knight to c6. That's about it. So what can you tell me about this position? I mean, it's obviously white is going to easily win this game. Why? Because white has all the pieces developed and they're all ready to go and to win the game. The moves would be something like, let's say, e4, and then even queen e4, queen f5. There's not much black could really do in this position, you know. Queen f4, you know. Um, One knight cannot play against the whole army. I mean, what would black do in this position? E6 would just simply lose the queen. Oh, what else would it be? F6. I mean, the position is totally lost. We're not gonna analyze this position. It's not even a real game. Let's move on to a real game. But the point was that you have to develop pieces. You can't just sit and wait because otherwise the game is totally lost. Okay, so let's move on to a real game. So white play e4, black plays e5. Knight f3, knight to c6. Bishop to c4, bishop to c5. c3, knight f6. So far so good. d4, white's fighting for the center. E captures d4. C captures d4, bishop to b4 check. Knight to c3. Okay, in this position, black plays knight captures the pawn. Since it's a pin, so it captures the pawn. Now, is it a good move? Let's see. So far, we see that one of the mistakes that black is doing is that in this position, what they're doing is, they have a lot of important moves. For example, they have to finish the development. They have to castle with the king, maybe even play d6 and develop the bishop. But instead of it, they capture the pawn. Let's see what's going to happen next. White castles, very good move, of course. Now, black captures another. They make a third move with the knight. So from g8 to f6, from f6 to e4, from e4 to c3. Okay, bishop takes c3. And now, analyzing this position, white understands that they already saw ahead in development. So instead of wasting time, they're playing queen to b3. Because they see that they saw ahead in development and they're sacrificing the rook. Because the king is still not castled. Now, bishop takes a1. The next move the white does is, obviously, bishop takes f7. King f8. Bishop to g5. Now the queen is going to be lost. The only one move is knight to e7. I mean, let's stop for a second and analyze this position. Black did a lot of extra moves, and for that reason they still not developed. So white made a very smart choice of sacrificing even the rook. They sacrificed a couple of pawns, the rook, and now there's a very, very strong attack. Okay, what happens next? Knight e7 was forced, as I said. The next move was knight to e5. Black plays bishop to d4. Again, let's see. I'm sure Black could do some other moves over here. We are not here to like to dissect this position to find exactly what was going on. Besides that, you could just put this position on the computer, and computer will find all the best moves. So this is not to figure out whether it was forced win on all the lines. I'm not here to explain all the lines. I'm here to teach you how to become the best chess players you can possibly be, to understand chess, to understand the idea of chess. Of course, computers sitting and calculating, but I'm just here for you to understand the whole idea of what's going on this board. So, bishop captures to d4. Now, white plays bishop to g6. Obviously, the threat is that now queen to mate on f7. So, black plays d5. Very good move, blocking it. And queen f3 check. Now king cannot move anywhere. Knight f5 will open the queen, so you gotta play bishop f5. Now bishop captures f5, bishop captures e5, bishop e6 check. Queen e8 will just be a checkmate over here. So black uses the last thing they could do is bishop f6. Now bishop captures f6. He takes him back, check. The only move queen e8 and queen f7 checkmate. So as you see this position, I mean black has the whole extra rook even at the end of the game, and they're still being checkmate. So as you know, it's not who has more material wins the game, it's who does checkmate is the one who wins the game. So okay, what could we learn from this game? As you remember, the black went with the knight. They went knight to f6, knight to e4, knight to c3, and then afterwards the bishop after captured on c3, then bishop captured on a1. So black wasted so many moves. And if you see like the rook on h8, rook on a8, I mean you might have an extra rook, but they don't even place it. It doesn't make a difference. So in the opening, again, I'm not here to tell you that you have to sacrifice all your pieces, but in the opening the tempos are very very important. And would black castle like in the beginning of the game, they would probably avoid everything and nothing would have happened like this. So okay, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and please subscribe, and I'm gonna put more lessons very soon.